Good evening. I'm Nate Barrett, your host for Hoosier Hauntings, a WLFI Halloween special. Over the next 30 minutes, I will present you with 3 tales of ghostly terror taking place in your own backyard. Our first haunting tale is the story of a world-famous female aviator who may still be watching over the Purdue Airport, the place she felt most at ease. Even though it's been nearly 75 years since Amelia Earhart's death, many believe she still haunts the ground she once called home. Everyone knows the tales of Amelia Earhart's mysterious disappearance, but what many people do not know is that Amelia spent the last years of her life as a women's career consultant at Purdue University. Even less known are the tales of Amelia's ghost, still wandering the areas where she spent some of the last days of her life. Throughout her career, Amelia Earhart set many records for aviation. She was the first woman to complete a transcontinental flight in 1928. In 1930, she set the women's world flying speed record at 181.18 miles per hour. And in 1932, she made history again by being the first woman to fly solo across the Atlantic Ocean, the first person to cross the Atlantic twice by air, and she also set the women's record for fastest nonstop transcontinental flight, 19 hours and 5 minutes. By 1935, Amelia was the only person to ever fly solo across the Pacific Ocean. It was also during this year that she accepted a position as a women's career consultant at Purdue University. This change, however, did not restrain her passion for flying. In fact, shortly after she had accepted the position, Amelia started formulating plans for a round-the-world flight. She decided the Lockheed Electra 10E would be the only aircraft suited to take her history-making flight. Since finding a financier for the $100,000 aircraft was so difficult, Purdue University generously donated the funding for the flight in exchange for all research findings. After crashing the Lockheed in Holland Island, Amelia attempted once more to fly around the world. Her flight started off once again on June 1st, 1937 from Miami, Florida. Her second attempt would head opposite the way she originally planned. One of the last radio transmissions received from Amelia was at 1930 Greenwich Mean Time.
Control calling the task. There must be only, but I cannot see it. Gas is running low.
The day was July 2nd, 1937. To this day, no trace has been found of Amelia, her co-pilot Fred Noonan, or the Lockheed Electra 10E. It wasn't long after Amelia's disappearance when the mechanics working the night shift at Hangar 1 started receiving visits from a ghostly aviator.
We'll slip a slide.
Whoa! Whoa, are you okay?
No, I don't think so. I needed a wrench, so I went to my toolbox, and I couldn't shake this feeling that I was being watched, and I saw it. Hello? Is anybody there? I swear, I'm not crazy. Oh, you're not crazy. And don't worry, she won't hurt you.
Over the years, there have been countless sightings of what is believed to be the ghost of Amelia Earhart at Hangar 1 and the surrounding buildings. Certain vending machines at the airport will suddenly dispense a Snickers bar, Amelia's favorite candy bar. A dark figure lurking in the shadows has been spotted by more than one person visiting the hangar. Many have also claimed to see the phantom figure standing outside this building.
I've heard that she was seen standing outside of one of the doors.
R.C. Trippett, a first responder who has worked the graveyard shift, had this to say.
I would hear voices, hear doors slam in the distance, and you go check, and there wasn't anybody there. Just a lot of different noises that are unexplained.
Even skeptics will say,
I've heard some of the people, particularly people that tend to work evening shifts or out here late at night, talking about strange noises. I sure believe that there's some strange occurrences that do happen.
no one can say for sure if the ghost of Amelia Earhart really haunts the airport at Purdue. However, all the bizarre occurrences cannot be overlooked. Coming up next, we'll take you to explore the legend behind the mysterious lights of Moody Lane. Experts in the paranormal field have said that a spirit that has a certain unfinished task may play over the last key moments of their life, reaching for some closure. If this is true, then such paranormal activity may be taking place night after night on Moody Lane.
The legend of Moody Lane.
For decades, thousands of people have gathered along a small country road just between the Jasper and Pulaski County line to witness the mysterious lights of Moody Lane.
We have been to Moody Road. There's a lot of different stories I've heard.
Many people have seen the light, and especially around Halloween, there's cars, as far as you could see, all along the road, waiting to see Old Man Moody.
I've seen it twice.
There are many stories that explain this strange phenomenon, but the most popular is the legend of Old Man Moody. Old Man Moody lived in an old farmhouse with his only daughter. One autumn afternoon, a young man visited and asked Old Man Moody if he may take his daughter out on a date. Being a cautious and protective father, Moody gave the young man explicit instructions to have his daughter back before nightfall, honk his horn, flash his lights, and wait for Moody to come and pick up his daughter. When the clock had finally struck midnight and there was still no sign of his daughter, concern set in. He put on his clothes, grabbed his lantern, and set off in search of his daughter. The hours passed as Old Man Moody scoured the dusty road and enclosing fields for his daughter. As he came near the end of the mile stretch, he heard an ominous creaking in a nearby tree. He crept up to the tree and raised his lantern to investigate. Old Man Moody was horrified to see his daughter hung in that tree. Some say that when you return to that immortalized Moody Lane shortly after midnight, you will see Old Man Moody roaming that same road with his lantern in search of his daughter's killer.
I'm still afraid to go out there to say I will not be caught dead out there.
You'll start hearing noises in the grass, or your footsteps, and your dogs howling and stuff.
It's a rather ominous feeling sitting in a cornfield out in the darkness.
Some skeptics say that the lights are nothing more than cars being detected from a neighboring highway.
Now, there's much speculation to what that light actually is. Some say it's the highway beyond the cornfield. Some say it's swamp gas. There's many stories. But many believe that it's Moody coming down the road looking for the killers of his daughter.
The theory that you can see there are actually lights coming down from the highway.
Yeah, but I'm not so sure about that theory.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's pretty scary.
However, when talking to people who have frequented Moody Lane, they have something different to say.
I wouldn't get out of the car. I wouldn't get out of the car. That's my advice.
We flickered our lights 3 times, and I know people started running through the field yelling Moody, Moody, and all of a sudden we saw another, like a red light.
I myself have seen the light, and I'm not quite sure what it is. Certain theories have been debunked.
Sometimes it even looks like a form with the light, and that the light's jumping.
I believe there's something out there and that land is cursed.
Although WLFI TV could find no historical evidence to back up the story of Old Man Moody, We will let you be the judge. When we come back, we'll join the Northwest Indiana Ghost Trackers and explore one of Lafayette's most enigmatic haunted houses, the Pythian Home. Each one of us has experienced some unexplainable phenomena. Deja vu, the feeling of being watched, chills up the spine, or maybe even just strange noises. Well, for those that have worked at the Pythian Home, these are not just random occurrences. They seem to happen almost every time someone steps into the building. It's for these reasons that the Pythian Home seemed an ideal location to host Hoosier Hauntings. We now join the Indiana Ghost Trackers on their search for the inexplicable. Every year around Halloween, Lafayette Chef's First Edition puts together one of the most terrifying haunted houses within the Pythian Home. For years, those students and building technicians have witnessed firsthand many strange and mysterious occurrences. Doors that have been shut tight will seem to open by themselves. Elevators will operate without being called.
We'll be working in there all by yourself. All of a sudden, you're walking by the elevator, and doors will open. Okay.
And unexplainable noises seem to wreak havoc throughout the mansion. Is it possible for this site to be truly haunted? We decided to investigate ourselves with the Northwest Indiana Ghost Trackers. The WLFI production crew met outside the Pythian Home shortly after midnight with a troop of ghost trackers ranging from psychics to paranormal fanatics, all of us ready to answer the unexplainable. The first step was to ask Scott Olsmeyer, the building technician at the Pythian Home, a few questions on the history of the building.
I've heard tons of noises in here, but, you know, it's an old building. We have a rule that when we're in here working together, we never try to scare each other. We don't pull pranks. We don't do anything because it's scary enough without trying to do that. Once I become spooked, well, then I don't know, is it me or is it just my imagination, you know, am I really, you know, and then it's time to go home.
Shortly after grilling Scott, we split into two teams and started scouring the structure with an array of scientific instruments. The EMF, or Gauss meter, is used to detect anything that generates electricity or energy. It is believed that spirits generate some sort of pure energy that can be detected by these meters. Audio recorders are believed to be able to pick up messages that those from the other side may try to deliver to the living. The IR thermometer is used to detect any change in temperature. Hauntings are usually accompanied by hot or cold spots, which vary at least 15 to 20 degrees. Digital cameras and 35mm cameras are also used to pick up orbs. Orbs are pictures of energy captured in its purest form. They are oftentimes associated with paranormal activity as it is actually happening. As the ghost trackers crept through the estate, there seemed to be a supernatural energy teeming at every nook.
When we got downstairs, we were discussing some of the other events. And then Jim was at the bottom of the stairwell, and his meter just started spiking. It steadily climbed up, and it peaked out, and a cold breeze came down the stairs. Then everyone down there, the TV-18 production crew, the ghost trackers, we all got a chill.
Feel a breeze? Yeah. There's a cold breeze coming down the stairs. But
Is it coming
down
down
to
the
a
stairs?
2.5
Yeah,
now.
there's a cold breath coming down the stairs. What's coming up from the basement?
Climbing to a
No.
3.
Okay.
It's climbing to 3.5. It's steadily climbing. Write that down, Peg.
Steadily climbing.
It's at 5. It's Peg. And I haven't moved. It just slowly climbed. The Peg at 5. Something's downstairs.
To me, the most bizarre event from that scenario was the way the EMF meter seemed to answer the questions of the ghost trackers.
How long have you been here?
Why are you here?
Does our presence bother you?
Are you sitting on the stairs watching us?
We did also receive some activity downstairs in the basement near a safe. Heard that something or someone didn't want us playing with the safe too much. Flash. We think he likes us playing with his safe. I think we'll go ahead and leave your safe alone.
Put it where you want it.
Can you follow us? But right where we were standing, we were getting nothing. We were getting nothing here a second ago. No, maybe.
When we come back, we finish up our paranormal investigation into the Pythian home and have an answer to the question, is the Pythian home really haunted, or are all the bizarre occurrences just random circumstance? Stay tuned. Welcome back to Hoosier Hauntings. I'm your host, Nate Barra. In this final segment, we again join the Northwest Indiana Ghost Trackers as they finalize their search and give us the answer to the question, are there truly paranormal forces at play within the Pythian home? After weighing all the evidence found on this first exploration, the Northwest Indiana Ghost Trackers decided to do a more concentrated investigation.
Last time we were here, we encountered a number of strange occurrences, from strange readings with our electrical equipment that could not be traced back to a source. We broke up into different teams and covered special parts of the houses where rumors of apparitions have taken place, of many strange occurrences, and also key areas where we've had anything that seemed a bit odd or out of the ordinary when we were here for our first investigation.
Okay, we're in the center attic, third floor. When we first got up there, nothing really was going on. And then I heard a slight tapping on the back of the wood, on the back of where I was standing, so I leaped out of there really quick. Seen a shadow move from one room to the other, and no one was around.
Oh yeah, there's another one. Well, man, that can't be orbs.
I'm not going back in there.
Why not?
No.
There can't be any orbs.
There is something in there.
What?
There was something in the back closet. I think something like...
I mean, I don't see any bugs.
No.
No, there's no bug. That wasn't a bug. No. This was a shadow, a full, huge shadow. So it was right by the attic, or the door in there. And it just, when I walked in there, it moved into the closet. And the hair went up on my back of my neck. And another shadow, like, it came out of the bathroom and walked down the hall. In the same bathroom, we were all videotaping one certain room, and something in the bathroom fell. No one was by it. We all went in there and looked. There's a big board that just fell over.
What's that?
During break time, I went with a group that had been stationed in the bloody bathroom. They had in their infrared cameras been watching orbs kind of playing with each other, and I wanted to experience that. I wanted to check that out. As I sat up there in the dark with those people, there was a fine, cold mist that rushed over our bodies, and as we sat there, I got this tingling sensation that I couldn't shake. That sensation probably didn't leave me until we left. As I stood up, the air still clung to me. And I know that that might not sound weird in any way, but it definitely was enough to shake me up.
Although there were many extraordinary discoveries, the eeriest may be the ghastly voices caught on tape.
Lee Weaver caught on his audio tape a voice saying, "Get out of hell." And if you listen closely, you can definitely, clearly hear a voice saying, "Get out of hell," about 3 times.
Are you protecting somebody?
He also got a voice that, if you listen closely, states, "Damn, they're here." It was obvious that somebody in that room wanted them out.
There's been a lot of strange activity that's been encountered tonight, as well as in the past, and I do strongly believe that it could very well be haunted.
But I'm leaning towards that it is haunted.
Based on my being here the last time and seeing things and feeling things, yes, I do believe it is.
There is a presence here. There's probably more than one presence here. I mean, this is a very old building, and it does have a lot of character.
If you would like to find out more about the Northwest Indiana Ghost Trackers, contact Mike McDowell via email at chaos@netnico.net or visit their website at www.indianaghosts.homestead.com. As our program ends, I hope that these chilling tales serve as a reminder the next time you have an uneasy feeling. Tell yourself it's just your imagination. But then again, maybe it's not. So check the closets, turn on all the lights, and look underneath the bed, because after all, these tales took place in your own backyard. Happy Halloween.